Hello friends, I'm reading for Virgo energy today. We're up to step 6 of the 12-step healing program that we're doing this week. So if you do want to go and check out the other videos, definitely recommend it, especially checking out your key placements. For me, I would say check out your moon placement, which is your fears, your anxieties, your illusions, your hidden self. Your Mercury placement, which will tell you about how you socialize, how you interact with other people, how you communicate. Check out your Mars placement for things that make you passionate, things that make you angry, how to control your anger, how to find that motivation and drive to get shit done. And sorry for the swear. Your Venus placement is all about how you love, what kind of things speak to your heart, romance, desires, all these kinds of things. So go and check out those placements if you're interested in those specific aspects. If you don't know what your birth chart is, there's a link in the description box down below for a free service that will tell you your birth chart, and just check out, like, it gives you a lot of information, so maybe just pick one to kind of dive into. Which area are you kind of looking for? So we're reading for Virgo energy for Friday, and what does Virgo energy need to teach us in terms of healing? And we're looking at healing from within, not seeing ourselves as a victim of circumstance, not blaming others for the things that's wrong in our life, understanding that things happen to us, you know, things that happen in our environment, they happen around us, but how we react to those things is internal, right? We have a choice. We may not have a choice of what happens, but we have a choice of how we react. And if we always react in the same way that we've always reacted, we're going to get the same outcome. We're going to be stuck in a loop. So what can we heal within ourselves so that we rewire our brain and we rewire our patterns, and to make better, healthier choices for ourselves, and to have that gorgeous healing spiritual growth that we're all on earth to do and experience and have. So Virgo, your song, I'm in my feels because your song is a Wolf Alice song, and I love Wolf Alice, and it was one of my favorites, and I've forgotten the name of it. It's that I won't say no, I'll give it a shot for a spot at the top. A girl like me, would you believe I'm in Los Angeles? It'll be down in the description box below. But it's a song about, I mean, it's such a beautiful kind of gauzy song. It does have this kind of like dreamlike quality to it if you watch the video as well. And it's like she's out, she's chasing her dreams, she's having experiences, you know, she's like, I can't believe I'm in the Hollywood Hills, I feel like Marilyn Monroe, and she's living this glamorous lifestyle that's so far away from, you know, pulling pints of her, you know, the you know, what she was brought up with, her previous life. And so there's an excitement to that. There's this feeling of like indulging in new experiences, but at the same time she's missing home. She's talking about ringing her mum, she's talking about, you know, the boy that she loves that's back home, and there's this nostalgia for the comfort of her own life while still having this craving for these new experiences. So it's an interesting kind of contrast presented in that song between the two different opposing needs that we may have. You may have really experienced this last Saturday, because the full moon was in Libra, and it was causing an opposition to the sun in Aries. So the sun and moon are opposites, Aries and Libra are opposites. The sun in Aries is about what we need, what excites us, what motivates us. It's a little bit of a selfish placement, because it's like, this is what I need, this is what I'm going to go and do. Where the moon in Libra is more about thinking about other people, being more diplomatic, putting other people's needs above our own, kind of negotiating. So there was this contrast of last Saturday. So when your reading goes up, it'll be last Saturday, Saturday the 16th, between, you know, what we need and what we want, what we need, what we desire, and that kind of like the need to satisfy those things within ourselves, but also the awareness of the people around us, and that we can't just be selfish and we have to kind of think about other people. So that real conflict may have really played up for you. So what do we have? I don't have any other intuitive messages, so I guess we're just going to jump straight into your reading. So we have got this guy here, so whatever he represents to you, I want to say everybody is welcome. So he did pop out on Easter Sunday, and he does definitely have a Jesus look to him, but if you want to take him as Jesus, absolutely go ahead and do that. If you're not into you know, that religion, or you're from a different religion and you just want to see this as a healing energy, then that's fine too. Everybody is welcome here. So what are we healing within your own soul? Virgo? What needs healing? What shadow work do you need to do? What needs healing, please, for Virgo? Saturday. Okay. You've got 2 cards. Action is on the bottom. So it could be something to do with what motivates you, your Mars placement. Doors to spirit and blossoming abundance. This is what you need to heal. It could be your connection to spirituality, your connection to religion, you know, what you've been brought up with, you know, what you have been taught versus what feels right for you internally. And I feel like when you reconcile, you know, your own personal needs with the needs of perhaps your community or perhaps your religion, your ancestral needs, your inherited needs, with your own personal needs, I feel like it is going to lead you to a lot of abundance. It's going to be, it's going to bring you tranquility. It's going to bring you a lot of, it's going to bring you into a state where you have that calm. Everything's going to be okay. I know who I am. I know what I need. I know what my truth is. Therefore, everything I do, all the action I take is from this centered space of authenticity. So therefore, everything you do is going to be very authentic, and then like it will be profitable because it's coming from an authentic place. So let's just read these cards. So what needs healing, please? They're showing me another deck. So I'm going to grab that out in a second. 32. Which is interesting, and again I'm going to talk about it when I get it. So daughter spirit, spiritual awakenings and new beginnings. So you may be experiencing a spiritual awakening. Just go ahead and Google that if you don't know what that is. You may be going through a dark night of the soul. Yeah, it's a spiritual awakening. It's like spirit, whatever that is, the universe, God, suddenly showing up in your life and like suddenly almost having this like revelation moment. And it's like everything changes, like your whole perspective on everything changes. Like you really do become a different person. It's the strangest experience to go through. And you can have multiple spiritual awakenings as well. So spiritual awakenings and new beginnings. This door opens onto the expansive energetic realm where all new beginnings originate. The orbs of light are guiding you through the clouds of the earthly world, leading you to a deeper understanding of your eternal identity, the source of all true value and power. So your soul, right? The way I see it, my personal philosophy is that the body is just a vehicle for the soul. Our soul is put into our physical body. We come down, we have experiences on earth that teach us things that help us to have that soul growth, to transcend, and then our soul goes off and I don't know, goes somewhere else, right? Yeah, either, you know, wherever you want to believe it goes to. I think we have multiple lives on earth, you know, multiple cars to drive, if you want to see it that way. I just talking about my own personal experience here that happened to me today. So robins are traditionally a sign of a message from spirit. You know, if you see a robin, people say that's, you know, someone from the spirit world saying hi. So I went out for a walk, a big long walk through some woodland, through a park today, and it was a park that I had been to with family, with my mum and my uncle was very, very sick. He was terminally ill. He was in a wheelchair, and we went out to this park in the sunshine. I pushed him in his wheelchair, and we went and had a nice meal at this cafe. So as I walk there all the time. I don't always think of him, but as I was approaching the spot where I'd actually physically pushed him in the wheelchair, someone in a wheelchair being pushed as well went past me, and it triggered the memory for me, the memory of pushing my uncle in his wheelchair. And as this memory triggered, a robin appeared next to me. Now I'd been walking around this woodland for at least 20 minutes and hadn't seen a robin, and it was when I thought of my uncle that this robin appeared, and I thought, oh, that could be a sign. That's a really nice message, right? And so then I continued walking, and I went into the cafe where, again, my mum and my uncle and I had all like had this really lovely day out, and I kind of got my stuff. Like I went up to order, and as I went up to order, another robin was right there, so close to me, like actually on the van where you go and order. And I went and sat down and I was like, wow. And I even tweeted, I was like, do you think it's a sign from spirit, to my friends? And then I sat down and I'd paused Spotify to kind of try and take a picture of this robin. And like when I sat down and put Spotify back on, this song that was just about to come on when I'd seen the robin and I hadn't realised was Together Again by Janet Jackson. It actually came out for Libra. Their last reading, and I'm a Libra. And I remember when it came out for Libra, I was like, this feels like it's my mum. It feels like it's my mum saying we'll be together again one day. So the fact that in that moment of the memory being triggered, being in the place, the memory being triggered, seeing the robin, thinking, is this my uncle? Seeing the second robin, being in a place where I'd had this really lovely day with my uncle and my mum, who were both passed over. And then that song played, which felt like it was a message from my mum. And it was like they were saying, we're still here. We're still connected to you. Our soul still carries on after death. And we'll be together again one day. And it's beautiful. It's healing. Like, why wouldn't you have this philosophy, you know? So I don't know what your personal philosophy is. I don't know what you're experiencing, whether you're grieving. I'm just sharing my experience with you, and you can take it or leave it, right? This door opens into a truly unlimited potential, for the changes that happen here reach deep into the core of your being. As such, this card often heralds your increasing powers in the spiritual arts, and a deepening connection with the spiritual world. Don't be surprised if you find yourself becoming more intuitive, more aware of spirit's presence, or more powerful in your own healing practices. Now is the time to open up to the unexpected guidance and inspiration of spirit, and to the magic and power of your true identity. Lovely. I am going to quite a dark deck, quite a controversial deck. Just interesting with this religious theme actually coming through for your reading. I'm going to go to the Aleister Crowley Mirror of the Soul deck. So we've got almost like two opposing spiritual belief systems coming through for your reading now. So tell me about Door to Spirit, please. Let me just move that a second. Tell me about Doors to Spirit for Virgo. Defeat and Priestess. Really interesting that Priestess should come out, and Defeat. Five of Swords. Yeah, there's definitely some conflict here. I feel like there's conflict because we're talking about what's within you, right? There's some conflict within you in terms of your own spirituality, your own intuition, your own ability to see spirit in your own life and to read the signs effectively. It's like you doubt yourself or something. I'm definitely connecting this dove with the Priestess just because of the wings, you know, the shape of the arms and the wings. There's definitely a connection there for me visually. Because this is the High Priestess card. So the High Priestess has brilliant intuition, great spiritual awareness. I'm almost seeing, and again, I don't know if this is you or somebody that you're connecting with, it's almost as though with Defeat and the Five of Swords, I'm getting the impression, Virgo, that you keep trying to shut this door. You keep trying to shut this door. It's almost like your third eye, right? Your own ability to get intuitive messages. It's like you keep trying to shut it. But the thing with this door, I always say it can't be closed. Once it's been opened, it can't be closed, because it's like all these vines grow around the door frame. It's like it's never going to close properly. There's a blockage there. So it's almost like the dove is this I don't know if you've had like a bird coming through your window or a bird coming through your door. I'm getting this kind of like, almost like David Bowie bursting into the room in the labyrinth, right? It's like this priestess energy that keeps coming through like your third eye, like coming into your intuition. It's like making itself known. Yeah, I feel like there's you, right? You're either the person trying to shut the door, trying to block this out, but you can't block it out, right? You're defeated. Or you are this priestess energy, and this priestess energy perhaps is your own intuition, your own higher self, your own spiritual guide. It's like you're trying to close a door to part of yourself, and that part of yourself has this deep spiritual understanding of not only what's happening on a physical plane, but, you know, what's happening on the spiritual plane as well. Because can you see, it's almost like she's pushing back these doors. It's like she's making herself known. And she's got a lot of energy. So I don't know what that is for you, but that is very intriguing. And then defeat, it's like you can't shut that door. You're defeated. You know, it's, the door's open, the messages are coming. So just accept that. Okay. And then blossoming abundant. No, I want one of these cards as well. What do we have here, please, from the Muse Tarot? Anything from the... Yeah, Justice card and the Hierophant. Yeah, there's something to do with like, so it's like divine justice or divine karma. Again, with this splitting of the head, it's almost like a butterfly coming out of the chrysalis, or a new version of yourself, a muse, like emerging. You know, it's like this cracking open. It's really reminding me of like my avocados. Let me just see. They're not in the best condition, but let me just have a look if I can. I was growing these avocados from I work in a kitchen and we throw away so many avocado seeds, and I just took it upon myself to kind of like I'm gonna see if I can grow some of them. So I've got them all in these little plastic bottles. Just kind of trying to show you. I can't really see through the mud, but can you see how it's like it cracks open? It's like it breaks open to let the sprout come through. So it's like your own, it's like your own intuitive abilities awakening, like coming out of your own shell, you know, breaking open and breaking open and breaking open again. So this may be the second spiritual awakening that you've had. It's like suddenly the presence of the universe is there. Suddenly the signs, not only do you see the signs, but the signs make sense, you know, and the signs are confirmed. Because this happened to me. It was like, am I going crazy? Am I going crazy? Am I deluding myself? But then the amount of confirmation I had outside of me. So I will get messages and then it will happen. For example, when I was walking home from work and I was seeing this deck in my mind's eye, it's like almost like shutting your eyes and seeing a picture in your mind. And I was seeing this deck, and I was seeing this deck, and I was seeing the box art. So I knew that there was something in this deck, right? Because that's how I use the decks. This is how I used, that's why I decided to suddenly use this deck, because they started showing me the deck. So like being aware of your third eye, being aware of that activation of that psychic ability. So then I was walking home and I was just seeing this card. It was like it was just being shown to me, like just in my mind's eye. And I got home and I got the deck out and I shuffled. One card popped out and I just knew. I flipped it over, it was this card. So and I can talk about somebody and they'll ring immediately, or I will predict something and it will happen. It's just constant. It's just constant. And it's like, how much confirmation do you need? I used to randomize a song and be like, is this real? And the Universal by Blur would play, right? Or I'd say, is this real? And there would be a single flash of lightning on a clear day. So it's just, it gets to the point where it would be crazy to deny it, you know? So I feel like you are experiencing something like this. It's you're defeated. Your resistance is defeated. Like the universe is here. You have made this spiritual connection. Whether you want to see this as God, as some kind of higher authority, as spirit, as somebody on the other side, possibly a Taurus, doesn't have to be, possibly a father or grandfather, doesn't have to be. But it's like somebody is connecting with you. You may be actually actively seeking out higher guidance, like spiritual guidance from a priestess figure, from a priest-like figure. You may be going to different religious leaders from different backgrounds. You may be listening to podcasts about different religious beliefs. You may be studying the history of like different things that people believed in throughout time. It's like a sudden interest in spirituality. If that's not what you're experiencing, that's fine. It may not be your reading. Go and check out your other placements. But this is like the universe has knocked on the door and you opened the door and now you can't shut it. It's the universe and you are connected. So yeah, justice as well, like karmic justice and balance. You may be actually doing something where you're dealing with a higher authority. You're dealing with something like a church or a traditional system or a workplace or the government or a institution of some kind, and you're looking to get, there could be some legal stuff going on with that, or you could be looking at getting some kind of fair justice from that situation. So that's a side message. Blossoming abundance. So again, that's what you're healing within you. Again, you may have had certain experiences with certain institutions or certain religions or certain traditions, and you feel like perhaps something was unjust, or perhaps you see karma playing out in terms of that specific institution or that person who should have been some kind of, or was some kind of guardian for you. So you could be reconnecting with somebody, reconnecting with an old belief system, seeking guidance from an old belief system, or seeking justice because of something that happened, because of some kind of conflict perhaps within that. It feels like it's starting to see both sides and finding the balance within that. Blossom in abundance. So this is going to be really, really profitable for you, I want to say, to do this work. It's very healing for you, and it's going to take you into it's almost like the attitude of gratitude brings you into the ability to manifest or find or just see the abundance that is all around you, right? It's like me going for a walk in the park and feeling that connection to nature, feeling the comfort from that, feeling, you know, just thinking, you know, they're all Shakespearean things of like this blessed place, you know, like how green it is, how abundant it is, how much life there is in that woodland, the sun shining, you know, being part of this brilliant network of life is very spiritually uplifting, I feel. Increasing wealth and value. This card shows a beautiful golden garden in the springtime with coins and new flowers blossoming all around. They even hang like fruit on the tree above. That's actually another one of my favourite quotes from the early modern period. This I think it might be Marlowe or who's the other one? I can't remember, but this image of like a woman in love hanging from the neck of her beloved like the fruit from a tree, like a ripe fruit. I think it's just a beautiful analogy. Upright, this card signals a new increase in wealth, probably in a dramatic and unexpected way. Not for everybody, don't get too excited. There's an opportunity for it, right? Be aware that you sow the seeds of your own wealth and prosperity, much like a gardener works the ground and begins to see blooming results take hold. This card upright indicates that the universe is blessing you and helping the fruits of your labour to blossom. So smell the flowers and tend to the new growth. Be grateful and enjoy. Affirmation, abundant wealth blossoms all around me. I see the value in my everyday life. And wealth can be knowledge, wealth can be spiritual satisfaction. You know, wealth comes in many forms. It's not just money. Princess of Discs. Plan for future. Plan for your future prosperity. I feel like there is a blessing on you right now. You know, if you're going to do any kind of endeavor, like a money making or investment, I feel like if you do the groundwork properly, if you plan well and you really tend those seeds, there is an opportunity to really invest in something that's going to be quite profitable at this time. Ace of Voices. So you could hear news, it could be a truth spoken to you, you could have a bright idea. I feel like it will come to you from spirit, just with this this owl figure. I'm really getting like I'm getting like a couple of different things. So David Bowie's come through twice, like I was talking about him bursting through that door, right, bursting through the window in the labyrinth up here, and that owl again reminds me of that. And the other thing I'm kind of getting again is that kind of early modern character of the gardener. So sometimes in early modern plays, so Shakespeare time or Marlowe, you have like a queen or a princess or, you know, somebody go out and speak to the gardener, and the gardener gives them really good practical advice in their own words, in their own language, because it's an analogy that can apply to so many different situations in your life. And of course the gardener represents somebody who's like humble, grounded, earthy, you know, wise, kind of the wisdom that comes from human experience. And so when the princesses or when the princess going out and talking to the gardener, you know, they can give them like really wise advice. So it's like, listen to your elders, listen to those kind of like grounded, earthy people around you. They can give you some real wisdom. And it may be that they're talking nonsense, right? It may be that they're boring you to death talking about weeds and plants and things, but there's like knowledge in there, there's wisdom in there, and it's that kind of like shaman like earthy wisdom. So listen, there's something in that for you, I want to say. You know, like if your dad or your granddad drags you out into the unicorn purity. I was doing this meditation, and when I do meditation, I listen to music and I go through a series of like visual experiences, and I was actively going into this woodland and seeking this white horse that keeps coming through in my readings. I was like, I want to go and find the unicorn, I want to go and find the Pegasus. I'm going to go looking for it because I want more information about what that symbolizes, right? So I was off there looking for it, and instead of the unicorn I found a kind of very Harry Potter like deer, right? And so I followed that instead, and that took me on a whole experience. But this woodland is really coming through quite a lot in my readings at the moment. If you could watch Leo's reading, I had this whole thing about the whole forest coming to life. It's like the trees suddenly became anthropomorphized, and you know, like they were dancing and they were moving, and like the whole root system was picking up, and the whole forest was moving somewhere else. So you see this visually in like the Lord of the Rings, and you can see it in the reference I was getting was Macbeth, when Birnam Wood comes to Dunsinane. So it's like the message of it was something that seems impossible, but it is possible. So it's like a prophecy, a vision that seems unrealistic or like it'll never happen, but then it happens, and it's almost like a miracle. So this whole forest like getting up and moving. So it could be talking about relocating. You thought you'd never relocate, but here's the opportunity. It could talk about a workplace, like an entire workplace uprooting and moving to a different state or something. But chaos, storm. So your advice here is to go through the storm. Kind of getting that song, when you walk through the storm, keep your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. So you could be going through a stormy period in your life. It could feel like a tower moment. It could feel like chaos. It could feel like a huge upheaval. I want to say Spirit is guiding you through this because the experience is going to heal something within you. It's almost like it could reinforce your faith for you. You could find your faith through this experience, whatever that means to you, right? We all experience faith differently. I'm not sure. So let's storm, spirit, chaos. Yeah, I'm just getting when you walk through the storm, hold your head up high. It's almost like, why is this happening? Why is God doing this to me? Like, why, you know, I believed in this energy, and yet this chaos seems so destructive and so evil. Like, how could it possibly come from this person that I believed in, that I thought would protect me? So it can be a challenge to your faith. It can be, I don't know. A fierce and massive storm has overtaken the forest. Trees are whipping back and forth. A torrent of rain pounds your head and shoulders. Cracks of thunder shake the earth as ragged shards of lightning illuminate the dark woods. This is what was happening in that dream. Like, it was, or vision. Like the whole root system was uprooting because it had to. It's like there was something wrong with the soil of the place. It becomes suffocating. So it was chaotic. It was like everything was falling, everything was shaking, there was earth everywhere, and yet the trees were dancing. There was this, it's like dancing through the storm energy. It was very cool. A torrent of rain pounds your head and shoulders. Cracks of thunder shake the earth as ragged shards of lightning illuminate the dark woods. This card acknowledges potential chaos, or the need for chaos, as an activator for healing in your life. Spiritual chaos allows for the dissolution of outmoded beliefs, so expansive. Energetic life force energy can fill up your life. If you are experiencing upheaval right now, know that the underlying energy is restorative. Embrace it rather than deny or suppress it. You are being healed on all levels. Of course, take time to find the calm in the storm, but also understand that the chaos can be beneficial in many ways. It can activate your creative life force. Alternatively, if your life is too calm to the point of being stagnant, this card suggests it might be time to create some chaos in your life. Try doing things differently. Step out of old routines. If you are always early, be late. Beneath the surface, profound shifts and transformations are occurring. Although many assume that nothing good comes from a massive storm, every part of nature has value. For example, downed trees provide habitats for many different kinds of animals. This is exactly what I was experiencing in that vision. This is the message that came from that vision. And lightning helps fertilize the soil. Does it? I've never heard that before. I'm Googling that afterwards. There is enough electrical energy in lightning to separate the nitrogen atoms in the air, which fall to the earth with the rain and combine in minerals to form nitrates. That's so cool, a type of fertilizer. Look for the silver lining in the current upheaval. The spirit of storm says, shed outmoded thinking and self-imposed blockages. Tear down the walls of self-imposed limitations. Somebody had like Babel in the last reading, like tearing down the tower. Step into the chaos and embrace it. Chaos is a ladder, right? Rather than trying to suppress it, do the unexpected. Cool. It turned out really well, by the way. Really, really well, that vision. It was like, it cleared, everything cleared. Magician. Manifest, you can manifest, you know, use your visions to manifest a good outcome for yourself. Yeah, and I was like running through the woods and there was all this blossom and it's like I was shape-shifting. 1 minute I was like an eagle, the next minute I was like a panther or a jaguar, like running through the woods. It was very like in the woods and then above the woods, like an energy, and there was like this other character with me. And like shooting through the canopy like a bird and then like diving back down. And it became like with all this blossom and like running on the surface of the water and everything. And it really felt like, if you've ever seen the film Shang-Chi, I think it's called Shang-Chi. It's like a superhero movie with like all these rings. But there's this, they do that kind of like, you know, like some martial arts movies like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon are really kind of like dreamlike and magical, and it became like that. It was really cool. So I want to say, because my visions come out in readings, I want to say it's going to be great. But manifest, right? Manifest. Enjoy it. Run through it. Play in it. Play with the possibilities for materials. But you're guarded, you're blocked. You're guarded, you're blocked, but the chaos is shaking you, right? It's like shaking you up. So you may have some resistance to this, but I want to say it's like, take down your guard a little bit. Take down your guard and embrace it. Okay. So the actual advice, Virgo. Actual advice for Virgo. Virgo. Advice for Saturday for Virgo. Advice for Saturday. Coyote spirit and antelope spirit. Life is speeding up and trust in the divine detours. I have a sneaking suspicion that my battery is about to run out on my phone. So if it cuts off, I'm going to switch phones. So just a quick warning there if you notice that change. So Coyote spirit. I hope it lasts to the end of the reading, but I'm not sure. So trust in divine detours. Do you find that you are being led on a strange detour in your life right now? Like how I went looking for the unicorn and I found a stag, right? Does it seem that what appears to be the right next action and the right choice, best situation or fabulous relationship unexpectedly turns into the opposite or just disappears into thin air, as if you've been tricked, Magician? Coyote Spirit's trickster energy is designed to bring you into situations to teach you lessons you have forgotten to learn, right? So you're gonna get tricked into learning a lesson here. Trust it, right? Perhaps you need a taste of failure before you can experience success, a need to feel disappointment before you can truly appreciate the joy, love and prosperity that is coming towards you. Perhaps you are revising a pattern you forgot wasn't in alignment with the life that you are intending to co-create. Being reminded that gratitude, not complacency, will keep you awake and aware of all that is available to you in this moment. Coyote Spirit reminds you to laugh about the unexpected twists. I love that. It's like Loki Spirit, right? To develop humility and gratitude when releasing your attachments to the form of your desires. Even when you suddenly find yourself on a detour, wondering when you'll get back on track to manifesting what you desire, remember that Spirit has a plan and wants the best for you. Trust in divine order now. Coyote Spirit is a divine helper no matter what seems to go astray. Things are exactly as they're supposed to be. Okay, the universe knows best, right? And sometimes it's going to trick you. It is, because you need to learn those lessons. And that's okay, right? It's okay. It's just part of the human experience. So let's get a card on that. Coyote Spirit, trusting divine detours. Cruelty, 9 of Swords, and victory, 6 of Wands. So 6 of Wands is success. So it's like overcoming some kind of cruelty. You could feel like life has played a cruel trick on you, but it actually leads you to success. So 9 of Swords as well, that's like getting in your own head. It's like, look at all the thorns and things as well. Like shake yourself out of there. Like move, because moving is going to agitate the earth, right? It's going to create gaps in that oppressive thing so that you can wriggle free of it. It kind of makes me think of Leo's reading again. Yeah, you're going to have success in this. You're going to overcome something, but you are going to feel like life has played a cruel trick on you. But that's okay, because we know that everything is just a lesson, right? Yeah, I'm going to get something on that in a second. So life is speeding up. Antelope Spirit. When Antelope Spirit rushes into your life, you are being reminded of the quickening of your personal evolution as a powerful co-creator. Manifest with Spirit, right? Magician. You are being told unequivocally that it's time to get moving. Set your intentions and take action towards making your dreams real. There is an intensity you can feel, and it's important to take advantage of this energy right now. If you have a plan for your career or financial abundance, we saw that over here, right, with the Princess of Discs, now is the time to step it up. If you're asking about a relationship, make that first move. Just know that the intentions you have set in motion are coming together now at warp speed. Stay alert and keep up. Things are getting interesting when the Antelope Spirit calls you to move quickly. Okay, so like Leo, you're kind of getting think on your feet energy. Queen of Swords, yeah. Have clarity. Don't fall into any like illusion. You're going to get a higher perspective. You're going to really see things very clearly. Like the masks are off energy. Sorry, boobies on this card. The masks are off. Right, it's almost like she's cut off the head of Medusa. She's cut off the head of the Gorgon. So there's no fear here anymore. She's again, you've got like justice here as well. For some of you, there could be something about, it's a bit outdated now, but I don't know why it might come up again. In politics, and I'm not going to kind of choose sides or anything, I'm just going to talk objectively about something that happened. In politics, when Donald Trump and, oh my goodness, her name, Hillary Clinton were competing for the presidency, there was a very, very toxic narrative going around the kind of Trump supporters of comparing Hillary to Medusa and sharing images of Donald Trump kind of holding her head up like this. But with justice here and the Hierophant and this card, it's kind of making me think of that again. But it's almost like divine justice will play out. It's almost like the real demons will be defeated here. The masks will come off. Things will be, because it's the Queen of Swords, it's like justice and the Queen of Swords are both Libra energy. It's about cutting through the BS. That kind of Judge Judy energy of like, you cannot pull the wool over this person's eyes. She sees clearly. You know, her logic is, her mental faculties, her logic is like very crisp and clean. You know, she will figure things out, and she, you know, truth will prevail. So there does feel like something like karma here as well. Okay, I'm going to get you one more little bit of advice here from the Muse Tarot. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. So Again, this is a challenge card. 5 of materials. Again, if people are cruel to you, if people are mean to you, if people are cruel to you, people make fun of you, you know, people intentionally mess up your plans and things like this, that's their karma that they're working through. That's their lessons that they're learning. It's not really about you at all. It's some kind of pain or trauma within them, within their soul, that they need to work on, right? So it's not, there's something about disconnecting from that and being like, wow, that was cruel. You know, that person did something really cruel. They will get the karma for that. You know, my soul's clean. You know, it's like something like that. Hardship, worries about safety and security, feelings of being left out, financial difficulty or health struggles, seeking shelter and scarcity. Prompt, the Great Hall of Love. The muse spots her sleeping outside the gates of flow and abundance. She's cried herself to sleep, believing she hasn't been granted access to this entrance. Could be something about heaven for some of you. She is dangerously close to the edge, wrapped in little more than a tattered sheet of self-worth and memories of better days. She holds a tiny light of hope close to her as she sleeps, but it's so very dim that the muse wonders if she can still see it at all. It certainly doesn't look bright enough to light the way into the hall. With a helping hand, she nudges the small creature to safety. The muse knows that the entrance is closer than we think, and she wants all of us to enter the doorway of abundant well-being. She asks you to accept worthiness with an open heart and heal the rift between you and any wealth and health you desire but aren't experiencing today. You are never alone or forgotten. You are always welcome in the Great Hall of Love. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. Take it as you will. I do hope this reading has been helpful to you. I do hope this reading helps you heal from within. If you were looking for answers, I think you've got them here today. I hope you have anyway. So as always, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you everybody for supporting me and all that jazz. Please take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye, Virgos.